Hi, Dave Youngquist, Last Cavalry TV. Welcome to part 4 of building a trench in 1/16 scale. Today we're going to show you the progress that we've made so far, and it's been quite a lot since the last time we've seen you. And then we're going to work on a new figure for the diorama. Let's get started. So the trench floor has been completely finished, other than a few small details. All basswood planking, weathered with acrylics and some gloss varnish effects to show the dampness of the trench. The supporting walls of the trench have also been completed, again painted in acrylics, lots of mud effects, lots of streaking effects. I've added the support wire to the logs, rusted those out. Moving towards the weapons, all the weapons and all the trench stores, gear, etc. have been painted. I've only put a bit of it in here just to give you an example. And these have not been glued yet, just trying to play around with where exactly they're going to end up going. Moving over to the box for the grenades, that's been completely painted. Grenades are in place, but not completely installed yet. We do have an ammo can for the MG08 15. Again, nothing has been permanently affixed until the entire interior of this project is done. The effects that you see creating the dirt were all achieved, as you saw probably a bit in the last video, by using Vallejo dark paste over the celluclay and then sprinkled with backyard dirt, dull coated, and then the whole process repeated numerous times to get the correct look that I was going for. And I've also added another layer of sandbags, and the trench shield has been completed. So I'm about halfway through rusting out the corrugated iron. The effects were achieved with AK Interactive products and MIG production products. Still need to build up some more layers of rust to give it a real authentic effect. And there's no quick way to do it. You just have to keep adding layers and adding layers and adding layers. So next video, you'll see it completed. This trench wall has also been done, and as you can see, I've added a trench club, a couple scratch-built Pioneer shovels, and MG ammo cans, because we're going to be adding an MG08 to this diorama. It's still under construction. I can't show it yet, but it's going to be in the anti-aircraft position, and it's way cool. It's just going to take a while to get the thing assembled. And I'm going to be adding a fourth figure, and that typically breaks my cardinal rule of having odd numbers of figures in a diorama. But because of this large element, it's going to offset that and keep the visual balance correct. Lots and lots of barbed wire has been installed, and let me tell you, that was really fussy because it tangles like the real thing. So the fourth figure for the diorama is another John Smith figure that I'm converting. I've added a new head, helmet, made the chin strap out of lead foil. Now on this figure, you will see that he's wearing a neck sock. Always good to have the real thing as reference. It's an original neck sock, so you can see the color is spot on. So what I want to do is show you one technique on painting wool clothing. So the greatcoat has been base coated with a 50-50 mix of Vallejo German field gray and Vallejo green gray. So the technique we're going to do here to replicate wool is a little rougher than you might imagine, but I'm using just the field gray now as a mid-tone. To lay in the shadows, and look at the size of the brush. We're just going to stipple that color in, a little more water. See, this isn't very pretty at this point. I'm just trying to block these colors in. But this rough effect is what makes it look like wool. Now using the green gray, and again in this rough stippled pattern, you're just going to see a lot of little bits and stuff. We'll get all that off here in a second. We start to create this cool, rough texture. So I know it seems crude, but the effect is very cool. Let me change positions. Because these were the two colors that I used to make the base coat, I want to start with these. And we'll keep going back with lighter and darker tones. I will lighten this green gray with a little bit of Iraqi sand and also a little bit of camo beige, both from Vallejo. But you can see I'm literally just stippling the color in, and the paint mixture is really thin. But again, that's what's going to give us this rough texture that I'm looking for. Always want to paint where the light's going to be hitting it. You see it's just a series of very translucent dots of paint. That's going to allow us to achieve this effect. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of that camo beige into the green, to the gray green I should say. I would never paint at this angle typically, but I do want you to see what the heck we're doing here. And I'm only painting, obviously a small portion of this. But working it back and forth by using the two basic colors, adding a bit of black or even camo dark brown to the field gray, which I'll do right now, will keep the tonal balance correct and achieve the effects that you're looking for. Now I'm going to just do a little bit more here. You see how we're just blocking it in, and I'll refine this like crazy, but I'm just giving you some idea of the way the process begins. Back and forth, and just layers and layers and layers of this will build up all the effect that's necessary. So like we did with the boots and all the other figures, I'm going to be using a little bit of the Vallejo Dark Earth. I use this stuff for everything, especially when you're doing a lot of mud effects. And before I add the extra weathering to the bottom of the jacket, we're just going to stipple a bit of this in, and then we will paint over this to create our mud effects. Well, the next time you see this trench, it's going to be finished. I'll try to do a full wrap-up of all the different techniques that we've used. Thanks for stopping by. This has been Dave Youngquist, Last Cavalry TV.